Ah, it's done. Okay, we're live. Hello, my friends from around the world. I'm here with sidereal astrologer Krasi, who will be talking to us about the eclipse season. This is always one of the most turbulent times of the year. Eclipses are coming, and Krasi will do eclipses in October. I think she'll talk about the November ones, how it will affect the world. And then she'll talk how October will affect each of the 12 signs and the eclipses personally. And by the way, she's offering also a personal reading for those eclipses, which is discounted from $150 to only $90 for 40 minutes live with her, how those eclipses will affect you and the other influences, how to prepare. If you'd like to have a reading, it's discounted for the next couple of weeks. So Krasi, what is it at the star shine from sidereal perspective? Because from tropical, I'm worried. I mean,
well, all eclipses were considered dramatic, literally. Even there is translation Babylonian, which would say that eclipses are dramatic. This we don't doubt, but also, according to my personal experiences, they are dramatic, but yet they shift energies, and as a result, they can give us something good. But okay, this is just very general. Talking about these two eclipses, the one on 25th of October and the one on 8th of November, they are quite interesting. All eclipses are interesting, but these are very interesting. Now, I researched them personally from Babylonian perspective, and following certain protocol of how they, would judge the eclipses, and they would judge the lunar day, the month of the eclipse. They would judge the watch. It is when they divided the day into three and the night into three parts, they call them watches, and also the winds and so on. And based on that, I will tell you what my personal impression from these eclipses is. First of all, basically the first one is happening in the 7th degrees of Libra. Very important degree, because eclipse, it is a solar eclipse, and this 7th degree of Libra is where we have the Chiron, the key healer. It's not the Chiron which is known in the modern astrology, the planet. It is Chiron, the healer, the constellation. This part is being eclipsed. There the sun is being eclipsed in this Chiron. Chiron is known to bring qualities like alternative medicine, but in general, his medicine. Eclipse is happening there. This is emphasizing, it is suppressing the topic of health, obviously, because Chiron, exactly, eclipse is taking place on Chiron, the healer. So somehow healing will be triggered again. They may bring up the topic of healing, unfortunately, triggered by not that it's completely gone. It was gone with the new appearance of Mars. We spoke about this, we saw the change, but now this may come, and not with such strength, to personally my perception of this degree, because in the same moment when the eclipse is taking place, Venus is also in the eclipse point, and she is very strong as a Ereshkigal. Ereshkigal, or those of people who are more interested in the Greek mythology, this is Persephone. She's descending into the netherworld. She's ruling the netherworld. She's there. This is very important. Ominous text says when benevolent planet participates in an eclipse, she can destroy the evil. So this can certainly have can have softening effect for sure, but I still see the eclipsed point happening. Oops, something with my computer. Eclipse taking place in Chiron, and this is not to underestimate. Definitely topic of health. Another important thing we have, Also, by the way, these degrees are known to bring fights. And also, in the same moment, it is happening in the middle watch. The middle watch, like I told you, we divide the day into three, the night into three. The middle watch is giving the following omen. They say diminishing markets. It will directly have impact further destruction of the markets. It's like not end of the economic crisis. It is not the end. No, it can further the drama in the markets. Another thing is the eclipse is happening in the middle watch means that it's the impact on the first eclipse will be 6 months and 20 days after the eclipse. The earlier the eclipse happens, the longer its influence, the longer. So it's 6 months, 20 days, and we have one after another. The second one on 8th of November happens also in the middle watch. So we will have 1 year of serious impact, both eclipses piling up one on another. Another thing, it is happening in the month of Tishrit, actually extremely important month, because in the month of Tishrit we have the point of the autumn equinox. Very important. It's like whatever happens in this month, you have it more emphasized. It is responsible for the Amaru, and this is states, the United States of America. The first impact this eclipse will give, according to the ancient texts, is United States of America, strongly. And because it is happening on the 28th lunar day, it has impact on a cat. Presumably, this will be Europe. So these 2 points will be afflicted the most by both eclipses, both by the first and the second. And it's happening in the second watch, the middle watch. This is Elan. We have China, States, and Europe that will suffer the most. It's like we'll be hearing more on crisis and what is there. Then Russia, of course, Ukraine situation is going nowhere. It may be triggered because also at the last week of October, when we have the Saturn turning direct, and he's emphasizing with his stationary phase Swarda on the 24th degree Capricorn, squaring the point when Uranus, Mars, and Rahu met. And if you remember, we spoke that this point actually is very important because 2,300 years ago, this was the crisis when Alexander the Great died. And you see the queen died. Uranus, Neptune, Uranus, Mars, Rahu. We don't care that one leader died. It is transforming history. It is shifting history. This is the whole story about. Honestly, I don't grieve about the queen, but just
like the old world is dying again, like what was till now. But so you think the war will escalate because we have like 500,000 Ukrainian refugees here, and I speak with them in the shops, and they say we want it to finish, we want to go home, but it seems like they're spurring on the war to carry on longer and longer, which is what's pissing everyone. And
well, exactly, Saturn is squaring these degrees, and this is what worries me, that the situation can escalate. This will not see also when Mars became visible. How many months ago? I forgot. I think it was November of 2021. This time he became visible in Scorpio. And then we spoke with you and we discussed that,
a lot of it.
Yeah, that this will not be anymore so much of health condition for the world, but it will be warlike situations. Shortly after, it was just in February, the war started. And also we spoke that because the eclipses are happening on this axis, Aries, Libra, this will emphasize on warlike situations.
Very Mars energy. And by the way, we spoke when the new Mars cycle started in Scorpio in November, December 2021. We said there'll be escalation of death. You know, the official statistics, death has increased 15%. So
I know,
like,
yes.
15% around the world, so many people are dropping dead. They already said with the medicine, we'll decrease population 50% if we do a right job. So they're obviously doing it. And now the war is losing a lot of lives, people displaced. It's, I don't know, do you think it will drag the whole world into a war? That's what I think that's what they want, whoever is pressing for this.
Unfortunately, now when I researched more Uranus, Mars, Rahu conjunction and the square which Saturn will form towards this, I'm worried. And also, you know, now on the 23rd of September, almost exact square Uranus Saturn, which can trigger Uranus issues. I don't want to voice them, but you know what I mean. Really, yeah. And then you have this repeated one more time in October. So we have atomic issues as well. It could nuclear problem, because you see, this is triggering the war. I don't see this stopping the war because Mars started.
We don't see peace negotiations soon. People are desperate for peace. I mean,
we are all desperate. We are all desperate for peace. But look what. If the creator allowed this, and if this cleansing somehow is probably needed, maybe it has to happen against our will. Maybe we have to be very to meditate, to try not to be worried, because this is crisis for each and every person on the planet. The thing is that I don't see yet solution, and even the other way around. I think that these eclipses may trigger things, but the thing is that when Venus participates, I'm hopeful that, you see, it is like an assembly of gods. You have the sun, you have the moon, and you have Venus as invisible, very strong in Libra, invisible but yet very strong in Libra. So what to tell you, we can give the tendencies, but we also have our free will. The more people awaken, the more they don't really trust mainstream media, but become more connected with themselves, with the creator, maybe higher chance we have to get out of this situation. We do have free will. We can see the tendencies. To me, the tendencies are not good, but we are also not doomed. I don't believe that we're doomed. I do believe that we can. I still believe, I know you can say I'm too optimistic. No, the reality is that this is a crisis, and the eclipse can trigger the crisis. And the square Uranus Saturn, of course, worries me from nuclear point of view, but I also do believe that it is up to us to a degree. It is still we still have some free will. So you see, Europe heavily involved. Amaru as USA, Elam, these 3 points are very, very much, emphasized. Also, both happen in the month of Tishri. Both emphasize on the states, and you see also the second eclipse. Let me just open my, because suddenly I lost all my images for some reason. This now what no, the thing is that, let me see, the other important thing is that the two eclipses, both of them happen on the two you have on the sky 3 important celestial paths, the path of Anu and Liu and Ea, and these celestial paths also show which points will be emphasized the most, and it is again the states. This is another very important point. But we have, of course, this positive effect of Venus, which is a very helpful point. Also, important for the month is that these particular placements, according to the ancients, the degree where the eclipses take place give opportunity for resistance. So like I'm telling you, we are not doomed. We do have our degree, to a certain degree, our free will, and I certainly believe in that. Another thing, during the eclipse, We have Mercury visible conjunct Spica, super important star, and he will be trined by Saturn. Like amazing knowledge for us will come out. There will be no, even if the matrix tries, they will not be able to completely suppress the true free speech. This is very important. The positive will be spiritual blessing from the star Spica. Spica is the star, which is this stalk of wheat, which the celestial woman, the virgin woman, is holding, the Virgo. Beautiful, beautiful star. And Mercury becomes visible for the first time in Spica. This is good omen because this will give us enormous amount of true knowledge, true facts will come to our knowledge, spiritual awakening, enlightenment. This is the positive thing. Financially, this is also good. Yes, the markets will be diminishing. I'm quoting the text, but Spica will give the blessing together with Venus. So for October speaking, on 30th of September, Venus descends into the netherworld. She becomes invisible. And so will be until 2nd of December. To tell you honestly, I love this disappearance of Venus. This is very beautiful blessing of the best of knowledge, because imagine she is descending to the netherworld to take care of the destinies of the death. Who can be more knowledgeable? She knows everything. She just knows everything. She is really about the greatest wisdom. Yes, she can create challenges in people's romantic lives, but but this is also not forever, because at one point in life, in the mythological story, she also found her love. She found Nergal. So this is also very interesting detail, which maybe we can include in this reading, which will be about the eclipses. Yes, I will include this discussion too, because it is important. Then on 3rd of October until 27th of October, Mercury in Virgo will be visible. Like I told you, this is amazing opportunity for free speech, for learning, for doing media work, for sharing your knowledge, receiving knowledge, even financial opportunities. So this is something very good. Then I mentioned to you last week of October, Saturn finally comes direct. Saturn direct triggering this 24 degree. This can be a little bit critical for the world, maybe also for us, but we've been waiting long to come to incarnate in these times, in these interesting times. So this is amazing experience and lesson for the soul. To tell you honestly, I don't feel sorry that I came to live in these interesting times. In the end, we all will be pleased. So saying this, yes, October will be very interesting. Yes, will be critical. Can trigger, the war can be triggered, some dangers can be triggered. Also, some health matters can be put, they can put back on the table. But I will tell you the following. We have amazing teacher who was a follower and followed the master being Sodun. He is the greatest Bulgarian herbalist. He died approximately 100 years ago, Peter Dimkov. He said the following: I have such faith in God that during the Second World War, he would sit out during the bombing attacks, and not even one bomb would touch or endanger his family because of his unconditional belief in God and in himself. This is what I am telling you. Yes, times would be interesting, but we, with faith in God, can be absolutely out of trouble. Saying this, Wada, I can speak about the 12 ascendants.
Wonderful. Thank you, Krasi. It looks not so bad, actually. And a lot of people are turning to God more and more, which is to higher power. And I think we can, whatever is to come, we can really mitigate it. Venus is helping there, Mercury rising on Spica, like you said. So there is a lot of support.
And let's not forget, when Mercury will be in speaker, he receives very good trend from Saturn. It's stable knowledge. It's something very, very deep, very fundamental, you know, for us. So we certainly have what to rely on. The picture is not entirely bad. Yeah, it will be interesting. Yes. But, and more we trust in our own selves powers. We believe less and less mainstream media, you know, then we will manage more. Without giving details, I'm saying this. Yeah,
I'm there with you.
I know what. Yeah. All right. So shall we continue with the 12 ascendants?
Yes, please.
Thank you. Okay, let me just adjust quickly. So what is happening now? We'll be speaking about month of October. Excuse me for one small second, because suddenly for some reason, something happened with my image. I'm adjusting it now. Okay, so we'll be looking at the zodiacal signs, the ascendants from both, as usual, from sidereal and tropical perspective. The first appearance of the moon, which will be actually forming the image of the whole month of October, is taking place on the 27th of September, and is taking place in the first degrees of, I think it is Libra. Yes. So it is again emphasized on these very, you know, interesting points, which are the, again, this axis of eclipses, axis of balance, axis of, you know, truth, and this is Libra Aries. So yes, the first lunar day is on the 27th of September, and it is in the first degrees of Libra. These very same degrees where, which are very important, where you have the Chiron and where you have the term of Saturn. So it's a lot about morals and yes, learning. So now we're starting with sidereal ascendant Aries, or moon in Aries, or if you're following the modern tropical astrology, this will be Taurus. Yes, for people who have sidereal ascendant Aries, many interesting things are happening. The whole August must have been quite intense. Probably so will be also the October and November. Now, because the eclipses are happening on your axis, ascendant, descendant, during the times of the eclipses, especially a week before the first eclipse, a week after the second eclipse, 25th of October, 8th of November, don't do important initiatives, because these are very intense energies. No one on earth knows exactly to the point what this can give you. It can certainly be quite transformative. You most probably will already know what is this giving you, because it's for quite some time happening. First of all, you had eclipse on in April, in May, and now the two. So you already probably understand these energies, but during the time of the eclipse, wait, don't do medical interventions, no important travels or new beginnings and so forth. Mars, who rules you, is on your second house. Actually, maybe this is against the traditional beliefs in astrology, but I will tell you honestly that I like very much when Mars is in Taurus. He becomes very strategic. And if we understand, and if we try to live with the high vibrational energy of Mars, then he's just brilliant. He can be the general and not the soldier. He can be very strategic and very actually much about balance, and he can be very good in Taurus. Doesn't matter how against the classical belief this is. So actually Mars on your second house would mean that you have to be very organized and more careful when you make financial decisions, when you are communicating with your family roots, because if you're not very strategic, if you're not very careful, he may cause you disbalance, especially when it comes to finances. The thing is that Mars can be dangerous when there is an environment for that. Classically, he is this beautiful soldier with very high morals. So that's why be very organized, check everything, especially when it comes to finances. Don't make impulsive decisions because he is good. He can make you very practical. In the meantime, he is receiving harmonious aspect from Saturn. So this is good. However, make sure that you maintain the high vibrational energy of Mars. Now, also, you may need to watch out a bit for to be diplomatic, loving, careful in your romantic life. Again, this will be emphasized by the first appearance of the moon in Libra. Venus and Mercury will be in your 6th house. Actually, this is benevolent for your health, for your routine work, maintaining to make your work like a hobby, to maintain very good routine work environment. So this can be very benevolent. Just make sure that you're careful around the eclipse times and that you maintain healthy lifestyle and that you're harmonious with your romantic life and patient and diplomatic. Now we look at people who have sidereal ascendant Taurus, or this will be moon in Taurus, or this will be tropical Gemini ascendant. Now Mars is on your ascendant. Classically, yes, he's fallen, but like I mentioned for Aries, he can make you practical, very, you know, I just said it. Well, he can make you very organized, very, this can mean that you can be in control of the Mars energy. And actually, you may have a bit of disharmony when it comes to your romantic life. But again, when you're careful, diplomatic, this will be okay. In the meantime, you have very lucky placement of your ascendant ruler with Mercury in your 5th house. This can give you very good muse to create beauty, art, can be lucky in terms of finances because this forms very good trine. Grand trine in your horoscope. So in terms of finances, in terms of knowledge, the month can be actually very good. The emphasis will be a bit on health. Make sure that when you make your decisions related to agreements, everything that is personal, you're very balanced and careful. But in general, this grand trine is very, very harmonious in your horoscope, and you also have sextile from Jupiter towards your ascendant, and this is fine for the finances. For new beginnings, well, if you do anything, it should be before, like certainly a week before the eclipses. But it's quite lucky month for people who have ascendant Taurus. Then we look at people who have ascendant Gemini or moon in Gemini, or if we're looking from the tropical perception, this will be Cancer. Now your Mercury is on a very interesting place, like I said, from let's see, 3rd of October until 27th of October, he will be in Virgo, visible, very good. Very interesting, can give you, like, can help you in your business, can help you with deals which involve property, real estate, media, this knowledge. This will be very good, can support your career, your work. This position of Mercury will be very positive for you. Financially, can be of benefit. Now, a bit, with benevolent, with malefic planets in the 12th house, this can disturb your sleep a little bit. Be responsible a bit for your health and not to get into risky disputes or risky conflicts. Jupiter makes very good, position on your 10th house, so I think that you are okay in the month of October. Now we look at people who have sidereal ascendant Cancer or moon in Cancer, or if we are following the modern tropical astrology, this will be Leo. Now for you, you see this very interesting conjunction along with the eclipses. I mean the conjunction of Uranus, Mars, and Rahu, and eclipses happen on the axis of 10th, 4th houses for you. This may have impact, especially if this is your lower meridian, higher meridian. This can have serious impact on your career. So there you need to remain diplomatic, careful, avoid making decisions or around eclipses. Like I said, a week before the first eclipse, a week after the second eclipse, be careful. Be careful when you for any future agreements, contracts. Be also a bit, patient, loving with your romantic partner or with any partnerships that you may have because of this particular position, of Saturn squared by Uranus. But see, the good thing is that the first appearance of the moon is happening in Libra, and this is your 4th house, emphasis on home. There you will find your comfort. Also, in the 3rd house, you have very good, very interesting conjunction of Venus, visible Mercury. So, like teaching, studying, this can be very good for you. Media work, negotiations like this will be very much supported during the month of October. And it is actually supported by Mars, the trine of Mars, who can make you very strategic when you're planning. Watch out a bit for financial decisions. Make sure that you double, triple check, or for your friends, social circle, how you communicate with them. And now we look at people who have sidereal ascendant Leo or moon in Leo, or if you're following the modern tropical astrology, this will be Virgo. Now, for you, you see a bit, to watch out because it depends, of course, how you understand it, how you harmonize yourself with the energies of Mars, because he's on your 10th house. And in case that this is your midheaven, this can be a bit more intense because Mars is classically considered to be fallen in Taurus, but otherwise I see him, like I told you, to be very strategic, very good in terms of being in control of the root Martial energies, let's say. So he can actually give you good diplomatic developments in your career place if you manage to be patient and to understand the Martial energies. He actually is trining Venus, Mercury, the Sun in your 2nd house, and financially I see this even as good thing. Now, be a bit careful when you travel in the month of October, and actually, financially the month is, and be a bit responsible for your health for sure, because of the placement of Saturn, and he will be having his movement towards a direct motion in October. But in general, I think you'll be certainly okay in October. Now let's see people who have sidereal ascendant Virgo or moon in Virgo, or if you're following the modern tropical astrology, this will be Libra. Now, during the month of October, the invisible Venus from 30th of September, so the whole month of October, Venus will be on your ascendant with Mercury, who will be visible and powerful on your ascendant. This is powerful. This is even very good because can give you new perceptions, new knowledge, new information, new desires to study. Can be very positive for artistic work, even media work, new ideas, new financial ideas and opportunities. This is very fine because also Mars, who is quite strategic actually, is trining your ascendant from the 9th house. He can give you drive to research, to know, to study. Jupiter in the 7th house is good, can give peace when it comes to your romantic life, and also when you have contracts or agreements to do. So these are all good placements for you. Actually, an opportunity for new ideas, new plans. It could be quite okay. When you make you may have shift in the finances, so around the timing of eclipses, watch out and see how the energies evolve, especially when it comes to finances. Don't hurry with any financial decisions, especially during the eclipses, as the week before first and the week after the second one. This corridor, they call it. Now, we look at people who have sidereal ascendant Libra or moon in Libra, or if we're following the modern tropical astrology, this will be Scorpio. Now, for you, Venus will be in October on your 12th house with Mercury turning invisible. This is interesting. This can make you more introvert, can make you more desiring to research the occult, to do spiritual work, to visit temple, to spend time on your own, can give you interesting, powerful dreams. Also because Mars is trining from the 8th house, can be time for yourself, quite emphasized you are by the first appearance of the moon on the ascendant. The eclipses are influencing you for sure because they happen on the axis of Libra. Aries, be responsible for your health. Don't watch the eclipses. Don't take anything risky. Travel, medical interventions during the eclipses, before and after a week or 10 days before or after. These eclipses can also have influence on your romantic life, so watch out a little bit, be patient. Patience is the word, you know. You have to be very balanced, very diplomatic, very loving, because they can influence your romantic life. Certainly they can also be a turning point and bring new beginnings, especially after mid-November, but still be careful. Be also very diplomatic when it comes to career, when it comes at home with parents, and also career plans, conversations, because yes, of the same influences. Now, but when you know, most of it will remain well, as just points to watch out. Now we look at people who have sidereal ascendant Scorpio or moon in Scorpio, or if we're following the modern tropical astrology, this will be Sagittarius. Now, your ascendant ruler is considered classically to be fallen in Taurus, but I wouldn't worry so much about that because, like I told you, Mars in Taurus can be very strategic and very controlled martial energy, and actually can be something very good. This is my own perspective. I also see that Saturn from your 3rd house is trine in Mars, and Jupiter makes harmonious aspect. So this would say that you may need to be, you certainly will be concentrating on relationship, on agreements, but also be diplomatic, be loving when it comes to your romantic life. This may put your partner before yourself a little bit, because your ascendant ruler in the 7th house can give such energies too. It just makes sure that you find the balance. Actually, you have harmonious aspects in October from Venus and Mercury. So actually, this can be a very strong energy for finances, agreements. But when you make contract, new agreement, make sure that you double, triple check everything so that you don't make impulsive decisions, which are also possible with these martial placements. But other than that, you know, with these very good placements of benevolent planets on the axis of 11th, 5th houses, you can have good financial month. You can have very good, very good a month for social life, for becoming visible, having your work to become socially significant or visible, can give you very good opportunities to do artwork, to create something beautiful. So you can actually take the best from the month of October when you even knowing but that your ascendant ruler is considered to be fallen, when you understand how to be in control of the martial energy, you'll be very well. And now we look at people who have sidereal ascendant Sagittarius or moon in Sagittarius, or if we're looking from the perspective of the modern astrology, this will be Capricorn. Now Jupiter rules you, he's brilliant, he's strong, helpful on your 4th house in Pisces. So this axis of yours is very helpful for the time being. Good planets on the 10th house of your career, Jupiter. This is good, emphasizing on home, career for good. Now, watch out a little bit, for your health, be responsible. Actually, this is an opportunity also to organize well your routine, to establish the good connection with subordinates, let's say. Career-wise and financially, this month can be strong. Watch out a little bit when you make financial decisions. Be careful, especially wait when you'll be if you have to make important financial decisions, new beginnings, new plans, new projects. Wait after the eclipses are over, like a week after at least. So this is another important point. But Jupiter is for you, your ascendant ruler being in a strong position is a good thing in general. Just watch out a bit for health, to stay away from conflicts. And this is the main concern eventually. Now we look at people who have sidereal ascendant Capricorn or moon in Capricorn, or if you're following the modern tropical astrology, this will be Aquarius. Yes, you have, of course, still until end of January of 2023, Saturn, your ascendant ruler, in a very strong position on your ascendant. What you still may need to be careful with your career. When you make decisions related to home, relocation, any home matters, real estate, watch out a bit and wait, because this could probably was triggered, these topics were triggered by the eclipses. So wait a bit, because the eclipses may bring changes. Wait for the energies of the eclipses to be gone. However, you have the very good grand trine from the benevolent planets on the 9th house, Mars in the 5th, and this is actually can make you stronger, can make you more knowledgeable, can make you better in studying, in teaching others. So can make you better in communicating, and still can give you good knowledge, good communication, negotiation opportunities and results, because also Jupiter is in the 3rd house. So for you, the whole situation is the most interesting, because the Lord of Karma, the Lord of Time, is on your ascendant already for 2 and more years, and is still there until end of January of 2023. So whatever I say in terms of personal changes for you, maybe in your private life, maybe in your career, maybe your perceptions, all will be true. So only for your ascendant we can speak forever. But I think that in October you will be fine with these good planets trining your ascendant. And you will still be going through changes until the beginning of next year. But I'm sure that when all this is over, you'll be very grateful. So now we look at people who have sidereal ascendant Aquarius or moon in Aquarius, or if you are looking from the perspective of the modern astrology, this will be Pisces. Saturn, who rules you, is on your 10th house already for quite some time. Actually, this maybe made you very more introvert, maybe disturbed a little bit your sleep, made you more desiring to research the occult, to do work of empathy to others, to visit the temple. Actually, this must have been interesting timing, and so will be also during the whole month of October. When all these benevolent planets are in the 8th house and the 2nd, financial, this is good. Also for your partner, can also be helpful when it comes to finances generated through, let's say, unexpected sources. Watch out a bit for your home, communication with parents, also career. This whole axis is a little bit sensitive now in October. So watch out a little bit. The eclipses actually for you happen on the 3rd, 9th house axis. Well, they can trigger some knowledge. Watch out a bit, you know, to be careful when you travel, especially a week before or a week after the eclipses. But in general, all benevolent planets aspecting harmoniously your ascendant ruler will be fine. Just make sure when you communicate with parents, when you do financial decisions, to watch out a little bit, to be very good planning, to be very strategic, to be careful, not impulsive, and all will be well. Also, when you communicate with superiors at work, watch out in the same way too. And now we look at the last ascendant, Pisces. So people who have sidereal ascendant Pisces or moon in Pisces, or it will be a tropical Aries. Now, you're so lucky with Jupiter on your ascendant until April of 2023. And now in October, the benevolent planets, Mercury and invisible Venus will be on your 7th house. Good in terms of agreements, can support your romantic life, can give you very good financial results from, can help agreements, contracts. Saturn and Mars create their trine, harmonious aspect from 11th to 3rd house. This can make you very practical when you negotiate, when you make financial decisions, can make you stronger, because any aspect between Mars and Saturn is this. Anyhow, keep always in mind Mars is considered classically to be fallen, which would say that you will be searching for the highest vibrations of this placement, which is to be strategic, to be careful, to be in harmony with the Mars energy, so that your communication with brothers and sisters, so that your negotiations are, or studies, there you may have small disturbance if you're not in harmony with the Mars energy. So make sure that you do that, so that in order to get very good results. But you're beautifully protected from your ascendant ruler Jupiter on your ascendant. So, ladies and gentlemen, this was about the month of October. Don't forget this very positive story which I gave you about our teacher Peter Dimkov, beloved by the whole Bulgarian nation. There is not even one Bulgarian who doesn't try the herbal remedies of Peter Dimkov. No, he was great, and he was the one who said that because of his faith, he can walk under the bombs and the bombs will not even come closer to him.
Thank you so much for keeping it positive, Krasi, and for reminding us the most important thing, to walk in faith. Thank
Absolutely.
you. And if anyone would like to get in touch with Krasi, I'll put a link below this video. She's offering a promotional reading on the eclipses, specifically how they'll affect you. And it's discounted from $150 to $90. Thank you, Krasi. Have a great October. May the eclipses bring some beautiful fated events for everyone.
Absolutely. Thank you, Wada. Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us and being on the discussion and the chat. I've been following it. And